COVID-19 restrictions went into effect overnight in Michigan. They'll last at least 3 weeks, but when we talked to the governor, she left the door open to extend them.
Now, we've got team coverage this morning to explain what's different about them this time around and how you're going to be impacted directly by them.
High schools, colleges, and universities will all be remote learning. You must work from home if you can. Restaurants and bars will only be able to do takeout and delivery. And businesses like theaters, stadiums, and bowling alleys are all closed.
You will still be able to get your hair cut, take a public bus, go to the gym, go shopping, or see your doctor. Also, pre-K through 8th grade schools are allowed to remain open, though we have seen many districts shift even those ages to virtual learning. Childcare will still be open. You may already notice some differences in this round of restrictions from what we first saw in March.
News 8's Justin Kolar's in the newsroom to explain why state health department officials made these different decisions. Justin.
Well, Teresa and Casey, some businesses which were closed or at least paused for months last time around, like gyms, hair salons, and construction work, they're all open this time. And that's because the state has targeted locations where transmission of COVID-19 has been proven to be higher. These target locations closed now have proven to be risky based on information health officials collected during contact tracing. They notice indoor places where people gather, like movie theaters, indoor restaurants, sporting activities, and in-person education, among others, had the highest rates of transmission. Ingham County Health Officer Linda Vale says this 3-week pause could have been avoided if people were safer.
If we could get really good, solid adherence across the board by people in general, by just deciding to do the right thing, then we wouldn't have cases soaring and we wouldn't have to issue orders.
This latest pause from the state is slated to end on December 9th, but it could be extended. In the newsroom, Justin Kolar, News 8.
All right, let's get to Dana White now, who's live this morning outside Byron Center High School.
Yeah, Dana, Byron Center had already modified its plans because of an increase of COVID cases before these new restrictions, much like other schools in our area.
That's right, Casey and Teresa, good morning. Byron Center, they were already planning on having all grades go virtually next Monday and Tuesday ahead of Thanksgiving, and they're not alone. Several districts here in West Michigan planning the same thing for an all-remote learning and are now moving K through 12 to go virtual too, even though it's not required by the state's order. Here's some of the districts that we do know that are doing this. Kentwood Public Schools started having all students learn virtual yesterday. Elementary students at Grandville and Greenville Public Schools will also begin remote learning today. And tomorrow, all students at Grand Haven area public schools will switch to remote learning. Jenison Junior High School students will also begin virtual learning today, along with the high schoolers, with K through 5 following suit after Thanksgiving. And many districts that had in-person learning before the orders say that they plan to reassess once it's lifted on December 9th. Reporting live in Byron Center this morning, Dana White, News 8.
The state health department will give us an update today on the COVID-19 numbers in Michigan. The state's top epidemiologist will discuss the surge in cases, hospitalizations, and deaths at 11:15 this morning. They'll also talk about trends with the disease and how they think it could develop depending on what happens. We'll live stream that news conference. You can watch it at woodtv.com or on our Facebook page. Now, these are the numbers the state reported yesterday. Our average daily case number is already higher than last week's by nearly 500. Fewer people are dying on average. Our 7-day average rate for positive cases is now about 13.2%.